Alright, so these are the Gunnar glasses. These are the Hero of the Storm edition. And I believe they are the Fire version. The Fire Strike, I think is what they call them. Yeah. The Fire Strike, you can see there. So, these are supposed to reduce the blue light that comes off of the screen. It's supposed to have a little bit of a curvature to the lens that is going to help you your eyes focus a little bit. And then it's also supposed to help with keeping moisture close to your eyes so that they don't dry out. And then the tint will also bump up the contrast a little bit. So you get the box, you get the glasses themselves, you get this little Heroes of the Storm bag, which I do play this game every once in a while, but I'm not like some huge fan. This actually came from Best Buy, so this is one of the versions that Best Buy carries. So that is why I have this version currently. So let's take a look here. It says Gunnar, and then has these little indents going up. Got a Heroes of the Storm logo on it. The hinge is actually kind of weird. Not like completely normal in terms of like what I've seen in other just regular glasses, but it doesn't really mean that it's bad. One thing I'll note is that this is not rubber. It's this hard plastic on the ends here. So far it hasn't been a problem, but I actually thought this was rubber when I first looked at the box. Now, one thing that I'll say is that these are extremely light, and that's probably a good thing. They're probably going for that on purpose. What I will say is that it makes it feel a little cheap, and maybe they are cheap, I don't know. I've only had these for a little bit. I'm probably going to do a follow-up on this video after I use these for a while, but they do honestly feel a little cheap. They're very light, but they may be going for that, like I said, because you're going to be wearing these for a long time, and if they were heavy, maybe that would wear on your nose and your ears a bit. So maybe that's what's going on there. So another thing that I'll note is that these nose pads, they were not adjusted for me like even close. I had to bend them a little bit, and it actually says to do that, and that's fine. But I wore them for a little bit, and I was like, oh man, these don't quite fit right. But it was just because those were not bent for me, so I did have to adjust those. Style-wise, they look pretty good. Some of their styles I do not like at all. This one looks pretty decent. I like it. It looked kind of a little futuristic, kind of little speed racery or something. So I do kind of like that. Now, there are a couple of other ones. I may end up checking out a different version of these, but I will have to order them. So we'll see. Now you can tell these do have some anti-reflection on them. You can see that purple. So I believe that is the anti-reflection stuff happening there. And so these also do that. Now, this tint, I actually thought it would really bother me, but if I get this really close to the camera, you can kind of tell like when they're actually on. You almost like, and you can kind of tell on the camera too. Like it's almost like you kind of ignore it. You really don't notice the slight color shift after you wear them for like, I don't know, maybe like 5 minutes or something. Your brain just kind of like tunes it out. And you can still see color. Like you can see here, I'll put this back up. You know, there's lots of color on here, you know, Heroes of the Storm, lots of that stuff. And if I put this over top of it, you know, like it's just looking right through that. This is without. This is with. This is without. You know, so it's not, your brain just kind of ignores it. And there is an effect that happens with the curvature that I don't know how to show like on the camera, but like the way that these are curved, it's very weird. It's like, it almost makes the screen look like that it's actually bigger than it is in real life. It's kind of odd. It didn't bother me or anything, but it's just something that I noticed when I was wearing them. Now, how did these actually perform? Well, so far I've only done a couple of gaming sessions with them, and they seemed like it helped a little bit. It wasn't a massive change, but the one thing that it seemed to change the most was that it seemed like my eyes, like they normally after I play for a little while, it's almost like they're a little bit constricted. And with these, I never got that. It's like they were always just kind of in a relaxed state, like the whole time that I was playing. So it's kind of interesting. And that's the main thing that I've noticed so far with them. And the reason that I actually got these is that I spend a lot of time behind a computer. My job is very much computer based, so I don't know. I'm hoping these will kind of help because my eyes have been really getting a lot of stress lately, and anything I can do to kind of help that out. But so far, I think that they are worth a look. I'm going to do a follow-up, and like I said, I may end up getting a different version of these because there's a style that I like a little bit better than these. So if I do end up liking these, I'll do a review on those as well, and then I will also do a follow-up just kind of like after a couple weeks of use to see if I still feel the same way about these, if they're worth wearing. You know, I'm going to bring them to the office and check them out there and do a full work day with them and see, you know, how they affect my workflow. You know, people make fun of me or whatever, which they probably will, but hey, whatever. If it helps my eyes, then I don't really care. So yeah. Okay, well, like I said, there'll be a follow-up to this, so look for that in the future. But until then, these are worth a look. Check them out. These are the Hero of the Storm version of the Gunnar computer eyewear, and these happen to be the version that I got from Best Buy. So if you have a Best Buy nearby, then you will be able to take a look at these. Okay,